Benvenuti a questa journal entry. Io sono nel mio fucking garage, attempting to parlar, uh, attempting parlare italiano. I can only speak it a little bit, but I had this thing where it was about in 2010 where I was trying to learn how to speak Italian. I got like maybe 1/10 the way into it. Like, if I took like an Italian class for 3 months, that's about how far I got into it. Like I could just vaguely understand what people are saying, like, in the language. Like if they're speaking, I mean, most of the time it's just way too fast. Like it goes by me way too fast. But sometimes like I'll get on these runs where I can hear like, exactly what somebody's saying. Usually I can get the gist of what's being said, but it took a while to get there. I think some of it was being aided due to the fact my grandmother is Italian, and I grew up just listening to Italian. I never knew how to speak it, but I could always understand my grandmother somehow. It might take like one or two attempts, because she always spoke in this very like broken half English, half Italian thing. And sometimes she would have to say things a couple times for me to like understand what she was saying, but I could understand her. So I feel like that maybe on some level helped. Hold on. Indigestion. Yeah, that on some level helped, but I think the most helpful thing for me actually was excuse me, God. One of the more helpful things for me actually was like listening to Italian with like English subtitles, or no, listening to English with Italian subtitles, and like making sense of what the English sayer is saying by reading the Italian, or it could work the other way around. That was very helpful for me. But I just stopped, so I don't understand the language completely. Actually, there was this one. Intervista with Kobe Bryant. Intervista is interview. It was with Kobe Bryant, because Kobe Bryant speaks Italian. Actually, what was funny about that was I could understand foreign speakers of Italian better than I could understand native Italian speakers. Like I guess there was some like intonation in their voice that I could better understand because they spoke the same language that I did. So they were probably processing the language in the same way that I would be processing the language. So from a native English speaker's perspective. But something about the way Kobe Bryant was speaking Italian was very easy for me to understand. So that was always a go-to when I wanted to like brush up on my Italian skills. Portamente para la peste, para la no wait, no, what did he say? Paso la palla canestra. Yeah, palla canestra. I think that's the way of saying basketball. Palla canestra. Like, ball can, palla canestra. Yeah. Actually, the Italian that my grandmother spoke and that my dad also speaks is like this sort of like it's like this. It's like a ghetto-fied version of Italian. It's like for the definite article in Italian is for masculine it's il, and for feminine it's la, or if there's plural it's lei, and li, that sort of thing. But for whatever reason, I don't know like what the history is behind this. The Italian my dad speaks, they say lu. And that's not in any standard fucking Italian dictionary that I've ever seen. Like, lu, like in a, when you're saying the, definite article is the. But, lo stesso, which means the same. Forse, perhaps. See, I still got the skills going. Actually, Wombly, if you're listening, the reason I was so because if you remember that, what is it? La Donna Immobile. Dun 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 dun. That was the period I was really into Italian opera. That was the same time I was trying to learn how to speak Italian. That's why I was so into that at the time. So just a little backstory there. Yeah, I don't know what it was. Just something I was just like stricken with just a love for Italian opera, just right around 2010. I have no idea why that happened, but just out of nowhere. I don't know. Maybe the spirit of my grandparents coming to haunt me or something. Maybe it is again. Maybe the spirit of my grandmother has once again stricken me. And I'm into Italian cooking now, because tonight what I did was I made fresh pasta for the first time ever. But it wasn't fresh all-purpose flour. I didn't use I used whole grain flour, or whole wheat flour, I mean. Because, I'm trying to get more I'm trying to do the more fiber thing. And I think for my first time making pasta, I think it turned out pretty damn good. And I had canned peeled whole tomatoes. I think it was Cento brand whole tomatoes in like a puree, and they had like a couple basil leaves in there. Fucking fried up some olive oil, some garlic, put that shit in there. Fucking beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And my dad, who has the authentic Italian taste bud, my grandmother is what the Italian chefs, that's what they're trying to imitate, is my grandmother. So my dad, he has the authentic Italian palate, and even he said it was good. So, I'm pretty proud of myself there. Yeah, so other than that, I made bread today too. Like because I got this big bag of whole wheat flour. And then, I made some pasta from it, and I made bread too. The bread, at first I thought the bread didn't turn out too good because the crust was really hard. Excuse me. But I actually, as it cooled down, it started tasting better. Excuse me. Just for some reason, though, I kept thinking of the word cereal as I was eating it. I think last night I was looking at something like the paleo diet. I don't know why I'm so into like my diet recently. But I was looking into this thing. It was called the paleo diet. What I think is the paleo, like what they eat in the paleo. Oh my God, what they would have eaten in the Paleolithic era. And it said no cereal grains, and just the way that was expressed to me just seemed really strange. Like, it's a cereal grain? I guess, it's like the root of the, you always hear the word cereal, you think of like fucking cornflakes and Captain Crunch, but what a cereal really is like a wheat, I guess, like some sort of wheat grain or whatever. But just whatever in my subconscious made me think of the word cereal as I was eating, the whole wheat bread. It was really good, actually. I put some olive oil on it, and I had some leftover pasta sauce. And I, fucking made it with the pasta. Dude, I fucking dipped it in the pasta sauce. Wombly, I swear to God, this was so good. This was so goddamn good. I wish I could give you some, like, through the internet right now. Just give you, because I got some upstairs. I'll go get some. Here, have some bread. Yeah, but it was so good. Yeah. What else did I do? Walked to the store, got a bunch of bags, walked back. I don't even remember what else. I'm like in that lull now. I was just talking about no way to transition into anything else. Yeah, I was just very proud of myself making that pasta. And I can now fix the only thing that was left, because originally what this diet thing started out was I wanted to try the Mediterranean diet, and the caveat, I guess, I don't know if that's the right word or not. The thing with that was that just the emphasis was on whole foods, nothing processed, and with this bread now and the pasta. Really any grains. The only problem was always the grains, because I didn't know how to make bread before, so I was always getting it off the shelf. So now with the bread and with the pasta, I am now officially making everything with whole foods. So that's cool. That's a proud moment there. Yeah, and so it's all good. It's all good. All good. All good. I need to write some fucking lyrics for this shit. For the album that I'm working on. So I probably should get on that. It's like, I keep thinking I gotta write, and it's just, I can't, everybody always says that, but it's just like I can't get it started. Every time, I don't even know if I try though. Every time I think about getting it started, I just keep thinking of how like daunting the task is, and that's probably not the way to go about it. So I don't know. All right, we're at 10 minutes, so goodbye.